All right, how's everybody doing? This is the Comic Samurai. I want to welcome you to my next video. And tonight, we're going to be doing another Let's Rank challenge. This is where we look at a run on a series and assign every cover a letter grade from A to F, and then pick our favorite and award it that special S-tier ranking. And tonight, we're going to be looking at Neil Gaiman's amazing run on MIRACLEMAN. So let's go ahead and jump right in. First up, we got this issue number 17. And when Neil Gaiman took over the reins from Alan Moore, he really changed the flavor of this epic series. Now, they brought in this new artist on these covers, and I absolutely hated them. I love the story. I love the fairy tale-like quality of it. I love the mythos that Gaiman created, but the art on these covers I abhor. I absolutely hate it. I know this image is kind of a play on Michelangelo's David, and I love that sculpture, and this is a great representation of that, but with those torn edges and these other symbols, and they're trying to tie them together, I hate everything about this, and I would give it the lowest possible F that I can give if it wasn't the first one that featured Neil Gaiman, and if the writing wasn't so compelling. It barely saves it from an F, though, and I'm giving this the lowest D- I've ever given a comic book before. That is a style of covers I hate. And they continued it in this issue number 18. I don't even want to investigate who the artist was, because I don't want to name them, because I dislike their work so much. But this cover artist, it just is... it hurts my eyes to look at. I really can't express how much I dislike this style of cover. And I think that MIRACLEMAN would be a cornerstone of our popular culture if these covers hadn't had such terrible representation. I just absolutely hate them, and I'm sure a lot of other people did too. But this one, I always thought that figure of Miracle Woman there looked like Celine Dion. And she's got her hands up, and there's another pair of hands coming in. It's confused, it's muddled, and I'm giving this one an F. I hate it. I absolutely dislike that style of cover. I don't know why they do that. And they continued it in this issue number 19. And I want everybody to take a good look at this cover. Does this speak to you of a MIRACLEMAN superhero cover? I know that they were moving away from that, and it got a little more cerebral, but this image of Andy Warhol and tying in this figure here, it's the worst comic cover I can think of for a MIRACLEMAN cover. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I'm giving it an F. And don't get me wrong, I love these comics. They're some of my favorite reads and stories, and it creates such a great mythos and story in the MIRACLEMAN universe. But these covers, oh my gosh. This is number 20. And they continued it here with this image of a little girl, Winter. That's MIRACLEMAN's baby. But these other images there, they tried to tie to it. I hate it, and I'm giving this one another F. There is nothing redeeming about these collage-type covers. I hate this type of comic book cover. I'm giving it the lowest possible F I can give it. Next up, we got issue number 21. Now, I don't know what makes this one different than all those other collage covers, but this is one of my favorite covers of all time. That image of Evelyn Cream and those blue glowing teeth. This cover is a little more focused. There weren't those other collage pieces. It's just a central figure that gets the idea across and a tone. And this one connected with me, and I'm giving it the highest possible A I can give it. I love that cover. It's one of my favorites of all time. I just love that image of Evelyn Cream. Next up, we got issue number 22, and this one went back to that kind of collage. Look at the textures in this whole, it's the bottom half of the cover there. This red thing, you can't make out a single thing in these floating images, done in kind of like an impressionistic watercolor type style. Hate this cover, and we're going back to an F. It just makes my blood boil of how bad some of these covers were, because the interiors were just magical. They were delicious. They were delightful. They were fun. They were magical. And those covers do it a disservice. Next up, we got issue number 23. And I think that they kind of realized that. And when they went to this Silver Age, they brought in Barry Windsor-Smith to do these covers. And while it is a very simplistic purple background, they did use silver ink on the cover there. And that image of MIRACLEMAN there, I do like it. He looks more like a god figure. He looks more like a superhero. The glow around him there, the colors that they chose all work, and I love this cover, and I'm giving it an A. Boy, this one is either hit or miss. You either love the covers or you don't. And this is the last one, issue number 24, that came out. They finished it later with Marvel, and I don't want to get into that. But this is the last one that Neil Gaiman did, and it's a cover done by Barry Windsor-Smith. And it's an image of young Miracle Man. We had seen Kid Miracle Man, Johnny Bates, and we'd seen Miracle Man, Mike Moran. Now here's young Miracle Man. But if you look at this, they took the original art and they did a pretty bad job of scanning the art. It's blurry. It's not crisp lines. And you'll see it's not my printing of it because the trade dress is nice and crisp and sharp. But this image is muddled. Something happened that made the lines a little bit blurry. And it's a shame because it's a beautiful image. I love those balloons. I love young Miracle Man. And his costume comes off as brown, though, and it should be a bright red, in my opinion. And because they made those two mistakes, I'm giving this one a B-. All right, well, now that we have them all ranked, why don't we take a look at the 2 in the A tier, and we'll pick our favorite. All right, well, of the 8 covers that Neil Gaiman did on his initial run on Miracle Man, I gave 2 of them an A ranking. I got this issue number 21 with that beautiful image of Evelyn Cream and his sapphire teeth. One of my favorites, going to be hard to beat, is going up against number 23, that beautiful penultimate issue, second to last, featuring beautiful art by Barry Windsor-Smith. And he is one of my favorites. However, it's a little too simple. I love the purple, and it does send a message, and it's beautiful. One of my favorite covers, but this number 21 is by far my favorite of the run. It really does sum up what I like in a magical cover. It is a little more obscure than what I typically go for, but if they're going to change the style, I want them to do it like this. Keep it very, very simple. You've got this symbol of the figure there, there's a bullet, there's a symbol in his forehead, and that's it. There's just 3 images that you can interpret however you want on this cover. It's not straightforward, but the essence of it comes through, and that's what all those other collage covers were lacking. That central unifying flavor that ties the cover together. And this one, that sinister smile of those glowing sapphire teeth. I love this cover, and I'm happy to give it my S tier ranking. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. Let me know if there's any other runs, series, titles, artists, or authors you want me to rank. Thanks again, and have a great night.